Oh. Oh. Oh.
I know that music get me every time. Oh my goodness.
I let it fill me with joy this time because I was like, you know what? Like usually when I hear it, I'm like, oh, okay, I did well with it. But this time I was like, let me get a Scorpio shoes. I let it fill me. And it hyped me up. Like
that doggone intro.
Like it hyped me up, But yeah.
If I was wearing a lace wig, I would snatch it off and just hand it to you. Because you just snatched my whole lace with that whole intro. Goddamn.
Oh, lace wig. Not hand it to me.
Or just snatched it right off.
Old lady in church.
Ripping all the skin off, all the epidermis, the first layer. Just ripping it all off. Here, I'll take it here.
Put it in the pulpit.
Put it in the collection.
Oh man. So we are back.
This is show number
10.
Damn.
Yes. It's 10.
Number 10, dude.
Like it's crazy. It's like we're there. We're just like we're in double digits now, and that's wild. And that's crazy. And I'm excited. Like I'm already thinking about and I shouldn't. No, actually I should.
Yes, you
because
should.
We're like right now, we're guest out until November. Yeah, we're guest out till November.
Until November. The Bridge is a soon-to-be Emmy award-winning podcast. I'm gonna say that.
Tell them about it. Tell them about it. It's gonna be the number one creative podcast for all the creatives out there.
That's for all y'all.
So, but yeah, so it's crazy. I'm already thinking about season 2.
All right.
I'm already thinking about a revamped intro.
Of course.
We've talked about it. I don't want to say anything.
I can't wait for
that. I want people to see it.
For that. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait for that.
Because when they see it, and I'm probably gonna keep the music. I'm gonna keep the music because the crazy part is the dude who made it. Like I've already kind of talked to him on YouTube and stuff. Like so kind of in passing. To get permission.
Can I keep this?
You have to get permissions.
Yeah.
This music, folks out there can't just go snatch somebody's music. You got to get permission.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. So this is 10 on the way,
y'all. This is
10 more.
10
and 10 more. 10 more. I think by the end of season 1, I think we'll probably be at episode 18, maybe
18,
probably over. So Boogie out there. So we have Boogie, we had MG and SJ all on Twitch right now. What's going on, Boogie?
Hey, Boogie with the long extension cord and dark rooms. How you say it, Boogie?
So we're gonna get it started with our guest for episode 10.
Yes.
Hope y'all are ready. You know how we do it here on the Bridge. We like to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of being a creative, as well as being a creative who owns a business. Because we like to bridge the gap between creatives. I'm doing yours right now, Scorpio. Bridge the gap between creatives and their audience. That's what we do. I do want to put a disclaimer out there for folks. This podcast is in no means a way to detour you from exploring your creative side. Not at all. In reality, is something that I wanted to do as a creator to show that it's not all rainbows and unicorns. Because I know we see it in social media. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're doing this, you can make, $100,000 in 2 days." No, you gotta have to build up to that. I wish it was true, but you have to build up to that. You gotta have to bust your behind to get to that. And that's what this podcast is about, letting you talk to creatives who are on their way up to eventually making stacks like that. Because everybody up here who's been up here so far is hella creative.
Yes.
Include our next guest, and all of us have the potential.
Yes, this next guest, this my look. Y'all met my other two sisters, SJ and MJ. This is my other sister right here. This is my other cosplay sister.
Yep. So
they already know.
I already know. So it's gonna be fun, and I hope y'all enjoy. But I'm gonna stop running my mouth, and we're gonna
we're gonna run it anyway, boy.
We're gonna run it anyway. That's podcast. We're supposed to do that.
We're gonna run our mouths anyway.
It would be bad if we did not.
Exactly.
So we're gonna go ahead and bring up Darkdove and let you get to know Darkdove. Darkdove, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome to the bridge.
All wrapped up in Soulverse gear. Look at
I know, right? All decked out. And that's the crazy part too. Like, people been coming up here, like all the chimeras have been coming up here in Soulverse gear.
Y'all been coming in Soulverse gear.
I barely walk out my house without something Soulverse. Get out of here.
I got it. I gotta get my gear going.
You do. I got.
They even have matching glasses. Hello.
Yeah, got mine on right there.
See, I don't even have no gear. I'm lying.
This is the CEO exclusive though.
See,
the shirts, this is the whole thing.
I don't have no gear. Y'all
make you look bad here.
Just to let everybody know, if you see me ducking from the side, if you did not know this, now you know I am a daddy. So that was my little one. But yeah,
I have to lock my door to keep my kids out.
She came and asked me for some gummy bears. Like,
that's his twin that asked him for the gummy bears.
Yeah,
her name is Tirika.
Yeah, that's what. It's not.
I named her Tirika. Her name is different, but I called her Tirika. If you look at this child, she's a female version of Tia. She looks just like Tia.
No.
Tia's identical twin. So she looks just like her daddy. He can't deny that one at all.
Oh, look. MG, really? Be careful how I say I am a daddy. You right?
Oh, yes. You got to be careful with that.
You're absolutely right. For all of those that are listening,
he's a father.
I'm a father.
Father of two.
But we all know how you become
not a daddy, father. Not a zaddy, but a father.
But we all know how. We all know how that happens.
All right.
Oh yeah, right. But I also want to say too, like, for folks out there, like, this is not a podcast for your child unless you.
Don't bring your child on here; they're gonna be discouraged.
We curse. I have alcohol.
Probably one of my children gonna sneak up on here, but don't mind.
Is he here? Is it the oldest? Is he your oldest?
Probably my 14-year-old. He don't care. I have a trucker's mouth.
Oh.
He's used to it.
Not a trucker's mouth.
He was on when I was in Scorpios, and he was the one that was like commenting all left and right.
I was like, who is this? I said, oh, she said, oh, that's my son. I said, oh, hey son, how are you?
How you doing?
He was just normal, like, okay, this is mom every day. So yeah, that's her. That's how she talks. I'm like, oh, okay.
I feel that.
Yep.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and get it started. Darkdove.
Yep, that's him. That's him.
That's him. He's here.
Godzilla. Yes, I'm here. That's
he's here.
Yep.
Oh, see, he said yes, I'm here. Oh Lord. Son, just to let you know, we.
Hey,
okay.
Jay, you already know.
I told you.
But Darkdove, go ahead and let the folks know that's out there on the bridge, on the other side of the bridge, crossing over, who you are and
Hi.
just let them know a little bit about you.
Hello. So my actual name is Aileen. I'm a mother of two. My son is one of my sons. My youngest is 14. He's on here. Hi. He said hello.
We ain't biting our
Yes.
tongue either, son.
What's going on, Godzilla?
So I have a 16 and 14-year-old. So I actually born and raised in New York. I have always been a nerd. So I've always been a Disney nerd, comic book kid, read books. So I've always been a very fantasy creative kid. Like that's my thing. I was always that weird kid that was like picking up a stick and thought I was like a knight or like fighting like monsters and stuff. That was always me. They were like, "What is this girl doing?" And that was always me. Every time
That's
I
the
watched a
drama
movie,
kid.
I was any movie I watched, I was reenacting. It could have been Dirty Dancing. I was standing on the curve doing the dance like on the log. That was me. Like I forget about it. That was always me.
Yeah.
So cosplaying is not that far off.
Yeah.
I can hear her parents right now. Eileen, come in here.
Get it
Put
out.
that
It's
down. What you got a
raining.
stick for?
But why are you touching that? Like, what do you mean? That's my
Put that
sword.
down.
That's my
Yo, that
sword.
sound like me when I was younger. Like I used to
Yeah.
actually, like, honestly, like a lot of people were like, "Hey, y'all that creativity, where did it come from?" Like I've always had it, but I was the type too. Like I would take action figures and they were going full missions. Like it would be to be continues.
Barbie
Like everything.
Barbie went through it. Barbie
Yeah.
went through it. Barbie wasn't playing house. Barbie was on my mom's my mom's exercise bike, and it
Yeah.
was like a roller coaster, or it was something like I was strap her on the pedal. It was like, and she was
Oh,
going through.
Barbie.
She was going. Yeah, Barbie was
That's
not
funny.
just. Barbie wasn't the
That's
mom.
funny.
Mom, she was doing something else. She was
So
going
she
through it.
created a whole new career for Barbie. You know, Barbie got like
Mhm.
8,000 jobs. Created a whole new job
She
for
was
her.
going through it. She was not just at home playing house and taking care of kids. She was going through all types of adventures. See, New
I
York in the
was
house. That's right.
I was too busy having conversations with Alex and didn't even know who Alex was at that time.
Right.
My mom
It's
always
funny
told me,
though,
say,
like
you always had an imaginary friend. You was
Mhm.
always talking to somebody. I'd be like, who are you talking to?
No.
Somebody was there.
The crazy part too is like when you see it in your kids. Like sometimes I'd be
Yeah.
sitting there writing and I'll just hear my daughter and she'll have like her My Little Ponies and stuff like that or other ones. And they'll be on whole missions, like going to save everything. And I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah,
yep,
she
you're the writer. I'm like, she's gonna be me. She's gonna like just like today,
yeah.
she gave me an idea for like she just said it. Like she
Mm-hmm.
just said it. And I already said it. Well, the title's about to be copyright because I move fast when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But she was like, but she was like doing something. We were doing an assignment, so we had to cut out stars, and we put the stars up there. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put the star here." She was like, "Just like Guardians of the Backpack." And I looked at her. I was like, "Guardians of the Backpack?
Mm.
Daddy's gonna use that." so, so I'm like,
Make sure she get her royalties.
exactly, she will. I'm like, created by
Right.
Diane R. Jackson. Yep.
That's
That's what
right.
AKA
she's
Lil
doing.
Terica.
There you go.
AKA Little
But yeah,
Terrica.
like, and so I mean, and then my mom was very creative too. She sold a lot of my costumes as a kid for like Halloween and for school stuff. So it it's for my entire life. Like that's what I did. She did my makeup. Like one year I was a hobo for Halloween, and she literally made my entire costume, and I won a contest for school.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, so like I look like, remember the clowns, those ceramic clowns? Like
Yeah.
she literally like made like me look like one of them.
You mean the one
Oh,
that all
that's
the horror
neat.
movies were created after?
Pretty much.
Exactly.
My mom would collect those things, and I'm like,
Oh
why?
no.
Those were like
I-
horrifying. Those were like
mm.
those were scarier than any movie that you could ever watch.
Your mom knew why she was getting those. She was like, I don't want anybody in this house. Clown, clown, clown,
So
clown, clown.
horrifying. So
Exactly.
she was like, "Oh, I can make you to one of these." I was like, "Yes," because those are horrifying. Make me you to one
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
So
Oh
she like
yeah.
actually took like some of my old clothes, cut them up, sold them together, and I
Mhm.
went to school. She did my makeup, and I won the contest. So like pretty much
That's
that's
cool.
where it came about from. So then during the lockdown, we pretty much didn't have anything to do, and I saw like a lot of people doing closet cosplay. They're just like taking clothes and just creating like, okay, let's do a character, but from only from clothes from your closet. So I started doing that, and the first one I did was the craft. So I did one of the
Okay.
characters from the craft, and it just started circulating. And I started getting onto cosplay pages, and that's how it began.
See that it's funny you mentioned closet cosplay because I think every cosplayer we've had up here, from MG to SJ to J Stowe to Boogie, like every single last one of them has brought up
Cosplay.
closet cosplay.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
where it
that's
all
like
starts.
that's a big thing, and is so that's crazy. So your step into the cosplay world was through closet cosplay, and I'm still sitting here like I'm a cosplay and I still don't have the balls to just pull an outfit out of my closet.
Because he too busy trying to go to man's warehouse and get the doggone suit
I
instead
want
of
to get a
going
whole
to the
suit. Like,
Goodwill.
if I'm gonna be Rainus, I'm gonna do it the right way.
Well, I
All
mean,
that
when you
stuff.
think about it, because I think what the I think the problem is, especially now,
Mm,
that it's become because cosplay, because people forget that cosplay is like it's so mainstream now. It became so
mhm.
popular, the it thing,
Yeah,
that it wasn't years
Yeah,
not
very
so
true.
long ago. It
Very
was
true.
like the nerdy thing, the geeky thing, the not cool
yeah,
thing. Like
Hmm.
we were picked on, we were made fun of. Like when we would go to cons dressed up like these characters, like we were really looked at like, what are you doing? Like you're a grown ass person
yeah.
dressing up like these characters. Like we were made fun of. And then all of a sudden, a couple of TikTokers did it, and it was like cool, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's how it is.
but the thing with
Mhm,
that is that like when like the everyday average people did it, that's what I say.
Hmm.
We didn't have the money to do it. Ah, shut up and tell. That's right. Shut up and cosplay.
All right, Jay. All right.
Re-riot.
Typical Jay in his old fashion.
Yep.
King Thontadon himself.
He
Yep.
said re-riot. But
Yep.
like I could say the everyday person, because like it was like really influencers that
Mhm.
started this whole trend of making people think that you had to spend all this money to have an exact replica of a costume to be a cosplayer, which that's
Mhm,
not really how it started. It was literally like, because if you think about it, a lot of these characters wore everyday like outfits. They weren't like store bought things. They made their costumes. When you think about it,
mhm.
like Spider-Man made his costume
Mhm.
Yeah.
originally. Like it's crazy. Like, and then all of a sudden, like a couple of like influential people like who had sponsors, or who were living in their parents' basement and not paying for anything,
Yeah.
were able to throw a couple of $100 on a
Mhm.
you know like $600 on a costume, went on
Yeah,
TikTok and made it a thing. They're like, oh well, it's not accurate, but then, okay, well, I didn't have
Yeah.
$600 to spend on a costume. Like I
yeah,
actually sold it by hand. So it became this thing like, oh, and that's really why it became real toxic.
Mhm,
But like a lot of us started with closet cosplay, which in my opinion is a little bit more creative,
mhm,
because you have to look at something, and to look at something and make it look more like something on paper than just
mm,
going somewhere and buying it is more
mhm.
creative, in my
yeah.
opinion. Like when I
All
see
right.
uh Jay or Mutant create something just from their closet, is like shit, like compared to somebody who just went to the store and bought it. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like it's a lot different. Like it's like you spend more time, or them making something by hand, painting something by hand. Like
Mhm.
it
It's what?
you see the more of an effort into it.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
more of a love to it. Like, not to say that you can't go and buy something, because sometimes you just tired, you just want to go buy it. Like
Yeah.
you don't have the time. But like to see someone put in effort, like where they make the stars outfits,
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
like you see the
Very true.
love that they put into something like that, and it says a lot about it. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot different than
Yeah.
just all these people like and then you could tell the difference when someone puts the love into it, and then someone who cares about a character, who cares about their craft, and someone who just wants different
And
face.
it's like they actually, because I know pretty much all the cosplayers that I've ever said that give me the definition of cosplay, which is costume play. So in other words, acting, right?
Exactly.
So it's like that's how you kind of know when a person knows what they're doing. They know the character, they research this character, and they're like, I'm gonna
Exactly,
create
Jay.
this character because they bring this character forward. They're like, I'm gonna bring this character forward, and I'm gonna create this character. And then they act like the character. Whereas I've seen some
Hmm.
folks where it's like they'll do the character and that's it. They're just in the outfit. They're just in the outfit, just like look at me.
Exactly.
And it's like you could tell the ones who are doing it because of love, and then you could tell the ones who are doing it because of views. Just like even in the comic
Exactly.
book world, like you could tell the individuals who love comics, who are
Hmm.
making comics because it's always been their dream ever since they were a kid to create comics. They probably were creating comics as a kid. You see that because they research. It's just like when somebody goes into the NFL, like all these young basketball players who are coming up now, who are they emulating? LeBron James. All of the basketball players like LeBron James and everyone else who went into the NBA in the 2000s, Kobe and everybody else, who were they emulating? Michael Jordan. They saw individuals and was like, and researched it. They researched the area. They didn't just go into it like, I don't care about basketball. As long as I can dribble, it's fine. And I quite literally have heard people say things like that in the comic book where it's like, as long as I can write, it's fine. It's like, but there's so much more to it than that. And I see that also in the cosplay stuff. Like I don't subscribe to be a cosplay genius. I just know based off of the cosplayers that that I know, like you, MGSJ, like Jay, everybody that I know, y'all tell me things, and then I see what y'all do, and I'm like, okay, they're actually bringing on the persona of that character. You see that character in them, and then I'll see someone else, and I'm just like, oh, you just did it because you wanted to be in a tight suit,
A lot of people just do it
or
for
you just
power.
did it because you got abs and you want the girls to look, and then it's like you can tell when you see it. Am I? Thank you, SJ. You're right, I am. I did go as the omniscient, Orange Clogs Omniscient. I am going to put him in the comic. He's going to be in the Silververse. You're going to see the Omniscient walking with some orange clogs. Not orange clogs, but orange Crocs. I promise you, that is going to be canon.
Wow.
But she just she said, interesting.
It is.
A fixation on accuracy, attitude, less from actual cosplayers than people outside.
Yeah. It's because it's usually for people who really don't know these characters. They just know like what they look like, and then, oh, you look like them, and that's enough for me.
Correct.
It's very very just it's superficial type of thing. And then the people who've been loving these these characters, and even if you don't do accuracy, like when you just want to play around with it and do like alternative versions of it, people have a problem, and these people like have a problem with that too. Like these purists, like, oh well, that's not accurate. Okay, I'm not doing it accurate. I'm doing my own.
That's one thing that I can't stand. Like I don't like when people do stuff.
I got to shake my Skittles. Talk about that as the show goes on.
Lord have mercy. I can't stand when people do that. Like they'll look at certain people that dress as certain characters and just like, that's not how this person would dress. That's not what something they actually wore. I'm just like, this is your own depiction of that character.
Yeah, I love when people
exactly
do that.
Like that character.
Yeah,
like I love when people do like their
your own
take on something,
version of that character.
Because like even if you look, and it's funny you said, because even if you look at the movies, right, those actors took their own interpretation on the characters that they were playing.
Exactly.
If you look at Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, his Black Panther is not the Black Panther from the comics, because the Black Panther from the comics would have snatched a knot in every Avenger right off the bat. As soon as that building was blown up, he wouldn't have heard. Like he did go after them, but it would have been way worse. Melage would have been hunting them down. He would have been hunting them. It would have been way worse. It would have been war. It wouldn't have been the way that it was there if they were doing it based off of the comics. But he did play an amazing T'Challa, of course.
Yes, he did.
But If he was doing T'Challa from the comics, way worse. Look at Storm. All of those Storms. I have yet to see a Storm that's Storm from the comics.
So
Holly Berry took her interpretation of it. The new girl, I can't think of her name. She took her interpretation of it. You know, everyone does that. So it's wild, and this isn't the first time we're hearing this from cosplayers, where it's like folks would tell them, "Oh well, you know, that's not how that character looks, or that character is not this color, or that character is not this size, or that character is not this, or you know, that character is not short."
but
Like,
in the comics, there's like
what does it
how
matter?
many,
You know,
how many different Spider-Mans are there?
Exactly. And little that you know, a lot of times the characters do change their outfits. They're not
Yeah,
always
exactly.
the exact
Oh
same.
my god, did you see the new Spider-Man?
No,
which
I
one?
haven't.
Because they got 3 down.
They got
from
a
what I
new
hear.
Spider-Man.
Which
Oh, you talking
one?
about Spider Slayer?
You ain't talking about that one.
The Spider Slayer? Now I'm gonna say this.
The Met Gala version of Spider-Man.
Yes,
is
I
what
will say this, and I know we talked about this in the episode. Now I will say this: the outfit is flames.
Very
I do
Renaissance.
because right, it's very
Very
Renaissance. It's
Renaissance-y,
flames. I
very
looked at it, and the spider he used the orb weaver spider, and you see it in the
Very
outfit. I'm like, okay, great. But then, as a person who creates their characters based off of mechanics and
Yeah.
their suit actually playing towards their power and things of that sort, I'm like, who you fighting in them shoulder pads, bro? Like,
I mean, he got the Beyonce shoulders with her hand on her
yeah,
hips.
you know, like, and that's the only thing that I have a problem with. But other than that,
I was like, you know what? Like, if you were
going,
going, I was like, listen, if you were going to like the gala, I was like, okay,
If you were going to the Met Gala, okay, yeah, that's a Spider-Man. He got the Who Run the World version, which he's doing.
Yeah.
That's the shoulder pads he got. I was just like, what the hell is this? I'm just like, who? I mean, his shoulders are up here, up to his chin.
Like,
I was just
like I said, and I think I said it on the first show we talked about it. If it would have been like runway Spider-Man, like if they would and they would actually put him on a runway,
that's
different. Then I'd be like, okay,
I
that's dope. It's different.
He
I
was
get
like
it.
fearing to all the villains. Okay,
Yeah.
if he was on those runway, leave him
Yeah.
alone.
Oh no, not the Renaissance looking Spider-Man. Oh, it was different, definitely. But it's like, when I looked at it, the one thing that I said about it was like, if he would have been, if they would make him, if they would have made that character like the Edna Mode of the Spider people, and like he's the one that creates their uniform, then I'll be like, okay, now the suit works. I see it, because you got to be the flashy one.
That would have been
saw it. But
that would have been my most favorite Spider-Man of all time. That would have been my most favorite. Like,
it's like, oh, Peter.
Like,
Peter, you need a new suit. You need a new suit, Peter.
I want to see him fight in that suit with them shoulder pads.
He can't. Yeah, I'm not, as a football player, it's hard for us to move in no shoulder pads.
I want to see him swing from building to building with the shoulder pads.
He's just gonna go like this, and they're gonna come off, and then he's gonna fight.
Yeah. Now that would be dope. Now, if he does get a fight, he take off the shoulder pads. Like,
look, how them hood girls fight, he gonna go double fist. Like,
I said, as a football player, it's hard for us to play in those shoulder pads, especially like for wide receivers, cornerbacks, things of that sort. That's the reason why when you get to college, and then when you get, especially when you get to the NFL,
hold my pads, okay?
Like all those shoulder pads are like they're fit to you so that you can move around in them better. So I was like,
listen, I am dying to see somebody in that costume, though.
I want to see. I want to see. That would be that would be a good cosplay to see.
I'll tell you what I do want to see. I want to see somebody in that costume, and I want to see them strutting down in a cosplay contest, and I want to see them catwalking. Because if I was the judge, you won right off the top.
Bullshit. If they don't win, I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, but if they don't catwalk, they ain't winning.
If they
you gotta
don't win,
strut.
I'm calling bullshit. I'm throwing tomatoes.
Shoulder pads.
I'm causing a riot.
I want to see some shashain. I want to see some twisting, some strutting. I want to see some snapping when you get down. Like you better work.
I am rioting.
When you go off stage, you better make everybody question their sexuality when you're done with that walk.
Oh my god!
You gotta let that come out too.
Oh
See, right, Boogie. Like, think about it. And the coach would get mad. Like, why do you go up there, coach? I can only do this. Like, my hands can't go that high. I told you I need to smaller shoulder pads.
I don't see how y'all ran in them things. My
You
fat
gave me
behind
these
would have been
extra large shoulder pads.
my fat behind would have been chafing in them
I'm
pants
going
and
to
everything.
stock New York Comic Con. If nobody comes in that, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
so
for real.
disappointed.
For real.
I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm going to
Yeah.
call bullshit. If nobody
Yeah.
comes to New York Comic Con in that costume, I'm calling bullshit. I'll be like,
For
you
real.
know what? You are all disappointments.
Especially in New York.
That's
yeah.
Let me see. Oh, let me see what Jay said. Web Weaver is a Peter Parker as as a fashion designer. Well, so Web Weaver is the Peter Parker. So it is Peter Parker. See, I didn't know that. I thought it was a different character. I thought it was the new character. I didn't know they did a Peter Parker version. But fashion done it right. I get that, and that's what I'm saying. Like if they made that Spider-Man, just like how you have Madam Web, right? Madam Web is kind of the oracle. She sits back.
Yeah.
She tells them things whenever stuff is getting
He's
dicey.
supposed to just make it
Right.
a costume.
Now, if they made Web Weaver like Peter, gets his freaking suit messed up, and he needs a new one, something with some
like
different
how
type of plating,
MJ
Web Weaver's the one that does it.
Spider-Verse made
Peter
all
Girl.
the costumes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
Peter
what we're
Girl.
talking about. Like, yo, come on. That would have been
Peter
dope.
Girl. Peter Girl. Now you know you can't stretch that far. Peter
Mm-mm.
Girl.
You need some new
Peter
spandex.
Relax the girl.
Peter
Pull
Girl.
yourself together.
Hold on. You got to get it right. Peter Girl.
So that's canon, Jay. I didn't even know it was Peter Parker because from what I heard initially was that it's a different character because I know they got this other version of a Spider character
What I know
that
the
is I think on
is
crutches.
amazing, but it's not for fighting. But it is amazing.
Yeah.
Though. It is amazing.
It's a
I was like,
dope
wow.
design. I give it that,
Yeah.
but fighting,
It's not for fighting. It's not for
I
fighting.
will give it that much with the costume.
But it's not for
But
fighting.
I have to see it. I have to see it. I have to see
and to prove me wrong, put the costume on. To prove me wrong, put the costume on an MMA fighter.
Child.
And if they win, I'll be like, hey, I was wrong. The only individual I know of who fights and stuff that will wear something like that is Goldust. And even still, Goldust would take off the shoulder pads before he got in the ring.
So like unless he does that type of thing, like unless he like removes this stuff.
Remove it. You know how he'll do it too. Goldust will be like this. Because you know how he does.
I paid too much for this. He said, I paid too much for this garment.
You got to do some fancy move and then web it somewhere.
Yeah,
like
throw it off.
Then we talking. Then we
he
talking.
He got to do a shoulder shake or help us say what?
And then web it somewhere. Like
yeah, the only way. That's the only way.
I need to see all this. This needs to be This needs to be a cartoon or something.
Hey, Boogie. You know I'm telling the truth. You and wrestling fans too. Y'all know Goldust the only one who will wear that.
I need a whole anime now. This is.
Goldust would not mess up his outfit.
He wouldn't.
This is my fault.
It's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
Girl,
That's
okay.
It's fine. As long as we having fun, it's good.
My point was that we have so many versions of things that you can't complain when somebody does their own version.
Something different.
Look at this.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Look at this. And then you know what? Just to drive that home even more. Look at that. And then look at all the different ideas that three people had just for that one outfit. So if you are a person out there looking at a cosplayer like her, that's not this person. Everybody has their
ideas. All the fun ideas that we had.
Yeah. And we all have fun talking about those different things,
Exactly.
So it came back to a point.
That Peter got to be that Peter Parker got to be able to slay. I want to see him swing from building to building with Web saying slay.
He is. That's happening too. Both of them.
Yes.
I've never been this high on the Empire Statement. The Empire.
The Empire State. What is this big old thing? Why am I swinging from this thing? Come on, swing, girl.
Oh no! I dropped too fast.
Fast.
No.
Which way you
messing up my nails?
All right.
Got a manicure.
Let me
had to get it.
Reel it in. Okay, so we haven't even asked questions yet.
Next question.
What other episode was it this bad? I think with Boogie, it was like that. Where we didn't even get to the questions. I think Jay.
What else is new? What else is
so when y'all come back on the show, when y'all come back for like part 2 and stuff like that, it'll probably get worse. Like
it ain't gonna.
We're gonna get it. Even have no questions. like 30 minutes in. Like, who needs a
We don't
question?
even get to the
So-
questions.
I
So-
did the clip how we got to
So
it.
I got into cosplay. Yes, you did answer that. It was way before Spider Slay. We did get into that. But I do want to know, how did you come up with your name? And this is something I didn't ask the other cosplayers, but all of them are coming back for a part 2 because there's so much more that we all have to talk about, and then we'll run over that question with them. But how did you get your name?
So that's actually a funny story. I've had the nickname Darkdove since college. So I had it for over about over 20 years.
It's okay. It's okay. The first time I went to college was 20 years ago. It's okay.
Hey, over 20 years?
I stopped counting. I was so disappointed with my degrees. I stopped.
Jesus. Yeah, the first time
because a friend of mine, he actually came up with it because he was a musician.
Mm-hmm.
He was a singer in a band, and he just came up with this weird thing. He was like that I was very mysterious, but I was like I was mysterious, but I was like pure-hearted like a dove, but it was like mysterious, but so he called me Dark Dove. He's like, but I had like a pure heart, but I was mysterious, so that was like a darkness to me because I was mysterious. So he just started calling me Dark Dove. So then when all this social media stuff came about, I just used Dark Dove as my tag name.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say that's just the Libra way.
So it was just weird because I used to
Shake your
by
head, Scorpio.
Y'all Libras, child.
I am a Libra. My birthday is next Saturday. So
y'all Libras.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have y'all
moments. It's Libra season. Not yet though.
It is.
Almost.
It's going to be soon. Starting
my birthday. No, hold on.
No. Starting May.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
That's all right. Have y'all fun because we're gonna be escorting y'all out real soon in October.
What do you mean real soon? It hasn't even started yet.
Hey, there's a lot of Scorpios.
Exactly. You ain't gonna have that much time, so we got to escort y'all.
There's a lot of Scorpios out here.
Yes.
A lot of Scorpios out here.
I'm just saying. We're gonna be escorting y'all out really soon.
Y'all keep them stingers to yourself. Your time is coming.
You see how
October 22nd is when it starts? Oh, that's for the trouble.
You're so prickly. You're so prickly.
Yeah, let us have our weight. Let us weigh the judgment of this year.
You got a couple more weeks. Go ahead. You better judge quickly and swiftly.
We'll make 2023 better. We're like, you know what, 2022, y'all actually acted right. You have fun next year.
Go ahead.
That's
well,
why
I
you're
used to go by ISIS at first.
Ooh, ISIS. Okay.
Yeah, and then I don't know where.
Hey, we everywhere. We everywhere. Wait till T get up there. They a Libra too. Wait till T get up there.
Lord.
Eyes everywhere. Eyes everywhere.
Child.
Yeah.
That's what you know. What you're really
y'all need a good Libra in your life though.
Huh?
Y'all need a good Libra in your life though. You need a good Libra in your life.
I guess you could say that.
Just like you go like this. I mean, I don't know. I'm a polluted Libra though. That's what somebody called me because my moon is Aries. So they like, how in the hell are you balanced but get angry? Like, just don't slam the scales.
You know, I don't know what mine is. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm just straight Scorpio. I don't think I have like a cuss or anything like that.
If your moon is Scorpio, then you are straight. If your sun and moon both Scorpios, that's
I was told by a guy that studied astrology because he asked for my birthday, the time, and the day. I'm November 7th at 12 noon on a Monday.
SJ, you're not supposed to agree with me. Like, SJ say you are a polluted.
Something wrong with
that is why we all get along.
Yep. So I'm November 7th, 12 noon on a Monday. So yeah.
Okay, but you might even find out. We can find out.
Yeah, he told me I was right, and he told me I was like right in the center of Scorpio. I am a true Scorpio. So I'm just like, what?
Yeah. So the day you were born. but
November 7th. Yeah.
I forget how they
I
decipher the
was
Yeah,
born
I
on a
forget.
Friday night at 10 o'clock.
I was born right at 12 noon. Like when 12 hit, I was right out.
So I don't know
I think
that.
for me
I don't
it
know that
was.
much.
I think for me it was Friday at
Oh,
Mine was on a Monday.
I think 6:04. Nope, now we're doing some Solomon Grundy riddles. If you get
Yeah.
that, Josh, I know you out there. You probably get that.
born.
Yes, SJ,
Oh,
I'd be interested in know mine too.
we can find out. We can find out.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah.
That's a whole other session.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
for
is.
real.
Try to figure
We
out
might actually do that one night. Just invite everybody because I think I have like 10 people up here, and just invite like the main 10 and just like start have like a zodiac conversation. We do it on Halloween. Play with the Ouija board. I'm just playing. We're not gonna do that.
Boy, you done lost your mind.
I was like, no Ouija board. I was like, I'm not down with that. Don't be opening no gates and stuff.
I will not be at that show.
You were born when? You were born when Jesus died?
Oh.
That
Well,
explains
technically,
everything.
no.
Yeah, I know. Technically, no. Technically, no.
Technically,
We know.
no.
Yeah, we know
But
how Easter came into this is when Jesus died. No, he didn't.
She was born when everybody says the Easter Bunny hops around.
Okay.
Yes.
And he's aged children. But yes, he stopped.
Like, we're gonna get technical. He actually died in August. I think it was August. I think it was in August. I know it was during the summer, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Not
All
yet.
Right, so not yet.
Let's give her the nicer holiday when the Easter Bunny leaves eggs for kids. Okay.
What holiday shall we take from the pagans next? Okay, I'm off topic.
Wow.
Let me see. You guys made me Google what. Hey, that's how it should be.
Okay, that one. That's
Scorpio.
That's the one I brought in.
What'd you do?
I don't know what happened.
What'd you say?
I don't know what I said, child. That's gone now.
So hold on. Hey, MG. This is what Jay had to say. So
noted.
MG is a bunny. Noted.
She is a bunny.
Easter bunny.
Beautiful bunny.
She's a little pussy.
I was trying. See, y'all do that, man. I gave a nice holiday with the when you get candy and stuff like that. Yeah. Y'all go on some deeper stuff. I was just giving a nice holiday.
Do not mention the Lilliputians. You were supposed to cosplay Lorelai though. What happened to MD?
I mean, next. No, next.
You know what tier does the bunnies? I don't do anything to bunnies.
Tier, next subject, please.
If you want to know what they're talking about, you're gonna have to read a Yama Stigma.
What uphill battles did I?
Okay, if you're going to read a Yama Stigmata, make sure that you're prayed up. Got your sage. You got your extra virgin olive oil prayed over all the Pentecostal and Kojic mothers before you read that.
Run it through a
Make sure your session of therapy is paid up. Make sure your insurance is in good standing. Because you're gonna need it.
Make sure insurance pays for therapy.
MG, that's a shirt for your merch right there. MG's a Lapusian. ... Damn. Never forget.
Never forget.
Okay, so I know you mentioned some of the stuff, but what are some of the uphill battles that you've come across as a cosplayer?
I'm sorry, I just envisioned a cracked Easter egg with that hashtag. My bad.
You know, y'all gonna keep playing around. I'm gonna do a variant. I'm gonna do a variant for issue 3 where it's gonna be a cracked Easter egg on it, and y'all keep.
I'm glad Pastor Greg ain't here.
Because he would buy that so fast.
Yes, he would.
Okay, so uphill battles that I've overcome as a cosplayer.
Yes, bro.
To be honest, I mean, I've had a pretty much positive.
I'm sorry, they overheard you. You can see the chat. They're cutting up over there.
What? Yeah, I've seen
They're
it.
cutting up in the chat.
Mhm.
So
They
you had a
haven't
positive
seen it.
experience.
I have pretty much positive. I guess because I'm upper in age, so I really don't give a damn about what most people think anyway.
Mhm.
Um, so, but for the most part, I've had a pretty positive experience. I guess the only negative thing I would say is people more looking towards me trying to uplift their own stuff at my expense, I guess.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
how do I say it? Like, I'm always for, like, I always will rep anybody's stuff. But, like,
Mhm.
I've come across, once they seen, like, me working with you, they didn't understand, like, it was, like, literally, like, a sponsorship. And they didn't
Mhm.
understand, like, I'm literally sponsored by you.
Mhm.
Like, it's not like I just randomly go and promote whoever whenever the hell. Like I was like,
Mhm.
I'm literally as a sponsorship. Like it's like it's a
Mhm.
working relationship. I was like, I have a working relationship with this person. So it's like, but once seeing that, it was like, I think it's just that people think that everyone is just like, once you cosplay, oh, that you're willing to just, okay, well, if I give you this, will you start like promoting my stuff? Like, no,
Okay.
no, I don't know you.
That's
I don't know your stuff. I don't know I don't know you as a person. I don't know anything about you. Like, I'm not gonna just
Yeah.
promote your
mhm.
stuff and have people like, no. I don't know anything
that's
about you. I don't know what you're
that's
about. I don't know what your product's about. I don't know,
yeah.
that I think that's probably the worst thing
The
I've come
craziest thing.
across.
Yeah, and that's funny you mentioned that because I know, honestly, I think every cosplayer who's been up here said mentioned that. I remember clearly with SJ because there was whenever I
Mhm.
was going through the audio, there was a soundbite in there where she mentioned it too, where folks would just be like, "Hey, can you cosplay my character?" And you don't know who they are, where they're
Well,
from,
nothing
what their
about the
book is
character.
about, nothing about the character. They're not trying to help, and then they'll come back like a couple of days later. So how's that cosplay going? And and that is crazy. That's wild that y'all do that, especially considering it's like they'll see you do another character, or especially when you do indie. I think a lot of cosplayers, because I know, yeah, MG's mentioned it also that it's happened to
Mhm.
her. So I'm hearing that from all three of y'all now that it's happened, where people have come to y'all and they've seen y'all cosplay my character, and then like another one of these indie groups who knows me and be like, hey,
Hmm.
can you cosplay my character? And it's like, I don't know you, fool. Like,
Where did you
what?
come
Oh
from?
yeah,
Why am
I
I gonna
had
do that?
somebody
Um,
after I cosplayed your stuff. Forget about it.
mm,
I had somebody come and show me like five to like six of their characters, and they're like, "Oh, can you cosplay these?" I was like, "Who are you? I don't even know who you are. Who are these
that's wild.
characters? I don't like. Do you even have a comic book? Like who?
Yeah.
Like these are just.
Yep. But MG just said because MG sent me screenshots from
It's like
folks DMing
yeah,
her and doing that. Yeah, and I'm just
yeah.
like,
And then yeah, there's
that's
one guy.
crazy.
He sent me he he didn't even have a comic book. He just had um like a blog or something. Like it was like, what are
Mhm.
you sending me? Like, and he was like, oh, then he wanted me to help him create like a comic book. I was like, what are you? What? I was like, what is this? And he's like, oh yeah, I saw that you. I was like, okay. I was like, but he actually has comic books.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what you're talking about. Like I was like,
What
I'm
do
not
you
here
have?
to help you create comic books so you can make money. Like what? Like, what?
Or
I
I'm
was like,
not
what
See,
are you
here
they,
to be
talking
a part
about?
of
Like,
your,
what is
or I'm
this?
not here to
And
be a
then I
yeah,
part of
had
your crazy
like
sick fantasy.
products, like
mhm,
the shirts.
yeah, and it's
Yeah,
like,
like
oh, can you do
that's
this? It's
another
like,
thing. Yeah, that's another thing. Like people say, oh, you should cosplay this character, but like, who is that character? She has no
Yeah.
clothes
yeah,
on. Like, who
yeah,
is that? Like, what
exactly,
is that? I was like,
yeah.
or like, the best part is when people like I know cosplayers get this all the time. Like, you should cosplay this character. Okay, you should buy me that costume.
Hello, come
And
through.
then crickets, and then crickets.
No, no. Then they block you.
All my,
Yeah, that too.
all my, no, oh no, they
Yeah,
don't block me. They continue following me. They go. I was like, all my info is right there. Like, you guys can donate. You guys can
Yeah.
send. You guys go ahead, knock yourself
mhm,
out. It's like
that's the crazy part too. Is like
that's
from because like I told you, like MG sent me screenshots. I believe SJ has. I know you did with one person before, and then SJ mentioned it on the show, and you mentioned on the show. I think MG mentioned it too on the show. But like, that's just wild. Is like folks will come and ask you to do something for them, and then have no, I guess, no will to want to help you bring. They're just like, hey, you can cosplay this character. Thanks, bye. And then they come back like where it was with me, like with MG, because MG was the first one to cosplay a Sovereign character, so she cosplay Siphon. So I found a person who can make the jacket because I was like, this jacket is difficult as hell. How are we gonna do? How are we gonna do this? And I found a person to make the jacket. Even with, I think, hold on, did I help? Actually, did I help you? Let me know in the comments. I think I did, or I used help with another one.
Or at
but
least
you gotta help. Like, don't just ask help.
Or at least what you can do is you can at least send them some type of tools or garments,
money,
or hair,
or just money,
or just cash. Just cash at them some cash.
SJ said it in the comments. I did not help.
No.
Not with Tectonica, but I think I helped with someone. I think. And if I have not,
oh no, he apologized.
We'll fix that ASAP.
Yeah, he apologized.
But like at least help. That's funny. Hold on, let's see what
he said. Help.
But you did other things that have helped me. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, but like at least help. At least do something. Because to me that's outlandish. Like, why would you go to a cosplayer, even if you're suggesting them to do a cosplay, like suggest it and then say, here's $40 to $50 towards the cosplay, or buy it and gift it, or say, hey, if you put it in your wish list, I'll go buy it right now.
Yeah,
something.
Help buy some of the things that they need. Like go find them on Amazon. Okay, I'll send you this part. This is part of their outfit. So I'll send you this jacket, or I'll send you, I forgot what you call those holsters. This is part of it. Or send something, makeup. Do something. Don't just like, can you do this for me? Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, because it's like this stuff isn't free. This stuff is not free. Wigs alone. Mm-hmm. Like, hello. The wig I got for Arctic Rose was not cheap.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I can look at that.
That wig. That wig was expensive. Yeah, and it was a lace one.
It's a long curly wig.
And it was lace, right? Lace front, I think.
But
that wig was expensive.
It was a lace, but it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was gorgeous.
You said
what happened?
It was No, it was gorgeous. What I'm saying, when you took the pictures, it was gorgeous.
I thought it was
past tense. What? Using past tense. I said, girl, you better deep condition that and put it back in the box.
No, it was gorgeous. Like, when you saw that shit, people thought it was my real hair. People thought it was my real. People were like, "Oh my god, you dyed your hair blue." I was like, "You crazy? I would have lost my job." I was like, "No, it's packed up in my wig bag. It's packed up away safely." Away from the environment.
Scorpio. I just thought of a business idea for you. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Jesus.
It's put away nicely.
Here you go. I told you. What did y'all go to my Instagram and watch the video? What I said about Tear, the Busta Rhymes version of Chris Brown's song "Look at Me Now." When Busta Rhymes started rapping real fast, that's Tear's brain going.
Because I know you could do it. I know you could do it and make it dope. I just thought of a business proposition, Scorpio.
Yeah, but I haven't had much.
Okay, we'll talk.
Battles. It's been. But I haven't been doing it long either. So I've been blessed to have fairly positive.
Really positive
experience on it. So
that's good.
Yeah, so I've been blessed with that. So I haven't been in that long. So I tend to see that people who've been in much longer, because with time comes more experience. So like that, especially when you do it more professionally, then you see more.
You start seeing more craziness. Like,
yeah.
Heard horror stories.
With profession comes money. With money comes BS.
Yep. So this is a question that I ask all the cosplayers that come across because it is something that I do want to drive home because I'm still hearing stuff. Because like even though I haven't gone to cons, being a creator, my ears kind of to the ground on cons, and then also having a bunch of cosplay friends and family, and because I consider a lot of you family in the Chimera Kingdom, I still hear a lot of stuff. So y'all know the question that's coming up, and this is the cosplay is not consent. And I just want to know your thoughts on that. How do you feel about that? 'Cause I know right now, and just for y'all out there that's on this other side of the bridge, slowly creeping over, what everybody has said is cosplay is not consent. No one yet has stepped up here and said, yeah, it is consent. No one. Everyone has said
Not a
that
soul.
it's not consent. So, Darkdove,
So how do you?
what are your thoughts on
So Darkdove, how do you handle that minus the mace and the taser?
I don't need.
that? She's like, New York. Hands.
And I have a handler.
Oh, there you go.
Oh no!
I do. He's the one who kept making those comments about Spider-Man and all that.
Mm.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay.
That's my handler.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
He's
I
actually
think that is.
he's trained.
I think that is something that does help. Damn. I just kind of brushed it over that. No, okay. I think that is something that helps because I know when we went to a KaiCon and we were kind of decked out, like I don't think anybody was even thinking to try anything. They were like, that's too many people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try to talk to anybody over there. That's too many people. So I do think that helps. Like if you have a person that's with you, who just looks like they eat bricks for breakfast, like they just look hardcore, or if you just got mass numbers, I don't think anyone would try anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, that's the case. As it shouldn't be like that, but unfortunately, it does help.
A con should be a place of creativity, fun.
Exactly.
People know how to act, not your own personal fantasy land.
Exactly.
Where this is not a candy store, a toy store. You just go and touch everything that says "press me." Okay.
Exactly.
It's not
like if you.
I mean, come
like
on, y'all.
Like if you go to the Instagram page for the bridge and listen to the. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. The thing is that a lot of people don't realize that not all cons are the same. The bigger the con is, the worse you're gonna see it, because it's a lot more people. When you go to small cons, you don't usually see it as badly as if you go to big cons. So like I've only ever been to big cons because I live in New York. So our cons are like hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people. So it's very hard to manage that large of a people, so that's when that's what you have to kind of have, like a crew of people. It's hard to go by yourself, or especially with, unfortunately, women, to go on their own, because especially when you're wearing something like it's called.
Uh-oh.
Mm-mm.
Did she freeze? Oh no, she was getting.
I'm here. Hi.
You froze a little bit. Can you repeat that last
I know.
part?
I was like, especially depending on what you're wearing, there's always going to be that person who thinks that because you're wearing that it's okay, to touch or feel. And sometimes what it is like, it's not always that they want to grab you. It's
Oh no!
Oh no!
It fully dropped, and she was.
Oh
spitting
no! She'll
bars.
be back.
Yeah, she was spitting bars too.
Yes, she was. Well, she'll
like,
come back, but to what she was kind of saying. It's not.
One, it shouldn't be. It should. And I think what she was saying, it shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately,
but it is. You are going to have, unfortunately, some people that take it overboard.
That's why I use the audio clip from SJ
Yeah,
when she was on the show and what she said in there because I thought that it hit home when she
yeah,
said, just because I'm dressed as your favorite waifu doesn't mean you can put your hands on me. And
exactly.
that's golden, it makes sense. Like, and I just think a lot of people, I don't know, it's like when a lot of people, it's like people get this, like when people get in crowds, I've
Hmm.
noticed different type of people. You have the people who kind of get quiet and just watch, and that's the type of
Yeah,
person that I am. Unless I'm talking about the Silververse, then I'm talking.
yeah,
But then you have the individuals who get in the crowd and feel like they are invincible, or that no one's going
yeah.
to see them, or that they can blend in, and then they do a bunch of dumb stuff.
Can't do that.
Yes, a KaiCon does. That's why I told everybody. Like, I'm like, man, I will be at a KaiCon every year, and if you
Yeah,
want to see me, a KaiCon and Colorado Springs Comic Con, two cons I would be at every year, especially KaiCon. KaiCon energy was just off the charts, and I invite anyone to that. Just don't pollute it, because I will remove you myself. Don't pollute that energy.
it's crazy. But Eileen, what were you
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
sweetie?
Before you
Please
drop, what were
continue
you
what you were
saying?
Hi,
saying.
sorry.
Please do, please do.
Too many
It's okay.
people got on my internet.
It's okay.
I just scared them. Get off.
Oh,
Yeah, because like I said, because yeah, the smaller con, I've been to smaller cons and it's more chilled, but like you have people coming from so many other places, and what happens is like with that many amount of people, it's just like like you said, it's like you feel invincible. You like this, you can't catch me now, you can't stop me because there's
Yeah.
just so many people type of thing. It's like in any type of event when there's a lot of people, you get that sense of like you know I can't, you can't find me, you can't stop me because it's,
Mhm.
yeah,
I could
Yep.
swerve into the crowd, and that's
Exactly.
it sucks, but it is what it is. So that's why usually you see bigger groups of people together. So
Mhm.
safety in numbers. Uh,
yeah.
but like what I've seen in the cons like was like when when it's with women, like sometimes when you take pictures, and this actually happened last year. One of my cosplay friends, she dressed up as Carnage, but
Okay.
Hmm.
she has like it was like pretty much ripped up like body suit, but it was like made of like liquid latex.
Okay.
Hmm.
So a
Okay.
lot of her body was shown because it was like it was like the carnage was taking her over. So she had
Mhm.
like her face half covered and like half of her body was still revealed. So when she was taking pictures, like she kept telling people like could they not touch her because of so
Yeah,
it's very sensitive that some you could break
Mhm.
off the latex because it's
Mhm.
actual liquid latex that can peel off of her.
Right.
People weren't listening. They kept like grabbing onto her, like pulling on her side, like to pull her closer. And she's pretty much naked under this. It's because it's not a costume. It's liquid latex. So so she felt uncomfortable.
Mhm.
So a lot of us had to keep like because we did I don't know if some of you saw the big Spider-Man shoot I did.
yeah.
She was
I saw that
Mhm.
one.
she was the one in red. She was the one in red, so she
Hmm.
looked like she was pretty much half naked in there. So a lot of us had to like crowd around her to kind of keep people off of her
That's crazy.
because it's like she kept telling them, can you not, because one of it is like I said, it's sensitive. If you touch it, it could rip, and then she's naked.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
so she
Yeah,
said,
and
can you
that's
not touch,
embarrassing.
because so it's like she's trying to be creative, but then it's also like I'm asking you not to touch because it's gonna
Yeah.
rip, and she has hardly anything on. And another thing is like you're being aggressive for no reason, because she says she'll take a picture, just don't touch her, but you're like pulling her to be close to you. So it's like, why do
Right.
you have to touch her? So you
Yeah.
see
Why you
her
have to
trying
do
to
all that?
push away. So all of a sudden you
Yeah,
see all of us symbiotes, because I'm a symbiote black cat. You see another symbiote. You see all these symbiotes coming at these guys, like, and they're like, we're like about to fight all of them, like, and now they're like, now everybody thinks it's a photo shoot, but like, no, we're about to really fight you because she's
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
because
people
you
to
can't
get
keep your
off.
hands on.
She's
That's
Yeah,
crazy
telling
to
you
me.
so
don't touch her.
I
yeah,
really hope
so
that I don't have to. I really hope I don't see that, because I think that if I was at a con and saw like
but the funny part is that this
what
was
is
even in the
yeah
con. This was outside the
oh
con in the street. because we were
Damn.
doing the photo shoots outside the con. This was just the average people outside that wasn't even in the con. That's the funny part. So
That's
it was
crazy.
like it wasn't even happening in the con. So it's like it's just like it could happen wherever. It's like even if you're doing a photo shoot outside, people, just pedestrians walking around, they're like, oh, can we take a shoot? It could happen at the cons with people who are dressed up in costumes as well. Like, you should know as a fellow cosplayer that just because we're in costumes doesn't mean that you can, because some people want to reenact certain scenes that's like, but I don't even know you.
Right.
Like,
that's
so
crazy.
it's like, some people just don't get it. Like, yeah, it's cosplay, but if you don't know the person and if you don't, you have to discuss certain things. Because I know people who, how like Kakashi does that whole like, but the whole butt thing.
Yeah,
I know somebody who's like
was
running
it
around.
100 Years of Pain?
Huh?
It was what do you call it? 100 Years of Pain, 1,000 Years of Pain, something like that. But
somebody was running around doing that to random people.
What?
But it wasn't in New York Comic Con because he would have lost like several teeth. But it was like, I think it was in San Diego that there's this random person, but then somebody else was doing it, but he actually spoke to them, like to the people, like, and was like, oh, can I do, they were like, oh, okay, that's fine. But somebody else tried it, but wasn't talking to people. And then he ended up getting in trouble. So I was like, but he was like, oh, but they're like, okay, we get that, but I don't know you. And that's like, like you're violating me because I don't know you, and you're like, touching me. Like, don't do that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're like, oh, you think it's funny, but I don't know you.
Yeah, I get like a lot of people say like I get like a lot of people say, oh, because because I'm a nerd myself, always have been. We in some cases we're like, some of us are socially awkward, but a lot of these new age nerds, they're not the socially awkward that we were. Like, we were socially awkward as in quiet in the corner of the classroom reading a book instead of chilling with the kids, keeping to ourselves. And now it's like the new socially awkward folks are like, hey, I'm gonna run up to you and grab your boob. I'm socially awkward. I'm sorry. No, you're an asshole. That's what you are. You're not socially awkward.
Oh, but he did it in the anime and it was funny.
Yeah, that's like, the anime.
What are you doing?
Exactly.
That's different.
That was scripted.
Yeah,
it was like,
this is reality.
It's like you grow. It's like, exactly. It's like there's no like in between. Like, it's like they went from here to here. There's like no in between. Like, it's like, where is nobody teaching you that that's TV and this is reality? Like, I don't understand where
they're gonna mess around and they're gonna get the right person and they're gonna have them hemmed up in a corner somewhere. Come on, let's play. Don't do that. There's some people out there that will like, oh, that's what you want to do? Okay. You have to screaming for your life. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's like, it doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen everywhere, but it does happen.
It shouldn't happen.
That's the sad part, because it shouldn't.
Sometimes it happens.
Do they not have rules?
Sometimes it doesn't happen at cons. Sometimes it happens at an event. It could happen at an event. Sometimes, like, certain like events like anime events or like shoots. It could happen at like. But just because it hasn't happened around you doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Or just because it didn't happen around you or because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it didn't happen. And that's the thing that people tend to not understand. Like, and I've seen it. And I used to work at a Java center. And before I used to cosplay, I used to see it. And I used to have to get up and get security and have to, have people escort it. Be like, listen, people are doing this, doing that, So it's something you just have to be aware of. And that's the things that when you're in a con and you're having fun and you're paying attention to this and this and that, you also have to be aware that there's stuff that's going on that that you're not aware of. But I'm always, I guess it's the mom in me. Like, I'm always like keeping an eye out for stuff. I seen a girl crying and nobody else noticed it, and I ran up to her like, are you okay? And she wasn't, because somebody actually grabbed her and tried to like pull into a bathroom.
Are you serious? What? Come on, no.
And this was years ago. This is when I worked at the Java Center. And I was like, what the hell? And she was young, because she was young. She was a teenager, and I had to get security to get her. I was like, what the? And this wasn't even at Comic Con. Wait, this was a Comic Con. This was Anime Con. This was Anime Con. This was the anime thing.
That's unsaid.
Because this was when this was before anime. Because anime, they used to have the anime one in downstairs. It was a smaller one, so they didn't really pay much mind to them. So now anime is much bigger, so they take more portion of the building. So I was like, what the hell happened here? Like, that was scary. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. And she was like, oh yeah. I was like, what? Yeah, because
that's unsaid.
Javits Center has so many like corners and dark areas, and people like you could just pull somebody in and something can happen, you wouldn't even know. Now is better security that you can't even go anywhere without somebody there. Like, like before it was much scarier. Now it's like you can't go anywhere without like something like taped up, lit up. Security can't do it now, but still, like it's so you walking by, someone could easily just pinch you up or whatever. Or that's even crazy. If you don't want to take a picture, like someone grabs you, like, oh, come take a picture, like, excuse me, you could just ask to take a picture. You have to like grab my arm and like pull me over.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, sir. Can I have a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had somebody just tap me. Oh, excuse me, I can take a picture? Like, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Like, oh, excuse me, can I take a picture? Yeah, but or
do
like I see people like
I would go as
somebody's.
I would actually go as far as I would actually go as far as, is there certain pictures or certain angles that you allow to take or certain pictures you don't allow to take?
Like, do you want to is it okay if I put my arm around you? Is it not?
To you, or do you rather that I not? Or can I just have just a picture of you?
Exactly. Like, it's wild to me that some folks can't consider that. And it's insane. Like, even if you don't have a sister, you probably have a... You said there? What happened? Like, even if you don't have a sister, you probably have like a cousin. Yeah. You have a mother for sure, unless she passed away, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you don't want that done to the women that are in your life, why would you do it to someone else? And it's quite, and honestly, and I know a lot of folks, it's weird that folks can't see it that way, because that's how I see everything. Like, I have a daughter, I got a sister, I got 2 female cousins, I got nieces, I have my mom, my grandmother, I have all of my female friends. I don't want any of that to happen to any of them. Yeah. So therefore, I'm not going to do it to anyone else. Correct. Because I know if it happens to any woman that's in my life, I'm gonna be enraged. You know, so it's like
see Jesus.
Exactly. So it's like, why can't people see? Like,
well, I've heard people ask people for some weird pictures.
Yeah. Like, I've been seeing this new fad where it's like, can you step on me? Like, there's this one dude who goes to cons and he asks for female cosplayers to step on him.
And to me, I kind of see it. Yeah. Can you like what?
It's like some of these folks be taking full-on fetishes to these ones and be asking for pictures.
That's some kinky stuff. That's some kinky stuff. No,
you can't. No.
If like, that's what you're doing, that's stuff that you need to go.
What you do in your private life is your business. Don't bring.
No, people charge you for that type of stuff, right?
I damn sure enough is. If you ask me to step on you, I'm like, that's going to be $20 per step.
Oh. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna charge you for that type of stuff. You want me to? No, that's not free.
Like, you want me to step on you? Are you sure?
Nope. That's gonna be $5 per pound. Okay. $5 per pound.
All 230 of it. All 230 of it.
Step a whole damn mud hole through your chest.
What? All right. That's all you hear.
Oh, hold on real quick. Let's see. SJ said one guy asked me straight up, okay, make it look like you're sexually assaulting me? What the fuck
weird
is wrong with people?
I don't even know.
This is the thing, right? Because like you'll hear like
like, what were you dressed as?
Like, well, that's like insane though. Like, what the fuck? What his exact words? The fuck is up with what?
SJ, were you
I need to
wearing
know
that
what you dress as.
Catwoman? Were you wearing that Catwoman outfit?
This is
Because I honestly though, I don't
so
see any cosplay
were you?
that should even warrant that question.
Not
I
that
don't care
it because that's what.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, that's
SJ.
messed up. But I mean, no. I mean, what I mean is like not that it's because that's what caused him to do it. It's just like I want to know is to see how messed up he is. Like, was she like?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what?
It's not that it matters. It's just like I want to see how messed up he is. Like, was it that it was that like? Because you say if he was Catwoman, like if he's like, what the hell is you like? That's not that it's your fault or anything.
Yeah, like what is his problem? Like that's beyond fucked. I hope you punched him in the face or had someone else do it.
No, because it's you.
Yeah.
Or just left. I know you just left though, because that's what. Never mind. Don't tell me where that happened.
Okay.
Let me see. That part shouldn't even matter. Some people will literally do that to any cosplay. Yeah, and that's the sad part. That's the fucking crazy part. Is like they'll do that to any cosplayer, no matter what. Like whatever you're in. Let me see. He was a special individual. He should have been an individual put 6 feet under for that. That's
Oh boy.
I don't know. Haven't like I've always thought that way because I have a little sister.
People
My
have,
sister is younger.
People have these weird fetishes about that.
Yeah, they
but
do.
now having a daughter, I have no tolerance for that. And that's the crap that that's the part that I don't understand.
That's the thing.
Yeah, and that's the part that I don't.
Thing, but it's a weird fetish people have.
Yeah, and that's the part I don't understand is like because you'll hear individuals say things like, "Oh well, it doesn't happen," or "Oh well, she brought it on herself," or just crazy crap like that. And it's like, no one should be tolerating that whatsoever. Like, even if you don't have any women in your life, there still shouldn't be something that you tolerate. With anyone doing something like that. And that's the crazy part too. Is like I've seen that or heard horror stories.
You're taking it out of context, MJ. So I'm just gonna skip that part. Because some people have a fetish with that because they themselves were victims of abuse, and depending on what the abuse was, that's why I'm asking the content of what she was wearing. Because if she was saying like Catwoman, if she has a whip, some people were beaten with a belt, so they like that because of their abuse. That's why I was asking.
Which
so you're taking it out of context.
Which makes them unhinged. And
I'm not. I just said I'm not accusing her of what she was wearing. Is that it's her fault?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking what she was wearing, so I could put it into context of why maybe he was asking.
Yeah, and that's still.
Yeah.
Jesus, Jesus. That's. Well then, that right there. We're going to the next question because that was. Can't believe someone asked you that, Esther. I know it happens, but I can't believe someone asked you that. Yeah, that went too far. Way past.
But that's why I said that people ask weird things for weird shit because they have these weird fetishes, and these fetishes come from these places that we have no idea where from.
Yeah. Yeah. So that being said,
it was just an issue that needed to be addressed. Yeah. So let me see. Where are we at? A minute and 18. Oh, yeah. A minute and 18. Jesus Christ. An hour and 18. So we're gonna ask this question. Yeah, this question right here is, what's your favorite cosplay so far? And this is gonna be the last question because we try to keep it to an hour, but we went over it. That's fine. So this is like what's your favorite cosplay so far that you have done? And then from there, we'll let people know where they can find you.
My favorite cosplay that I've done, let's see. I guess probably I'm always gonna be partial to my cat, my black cat. I'm always gonna be partial to it because um my
It's one of my
first cosplay
favorites.
is my first one, and it's the one that really like kickstarted everything.
Mhm.
But the one that really I just like loved so much was my Raven,
Yeah, that was a good one.
because it was just like um especially with the pictures that I took of it. I just love the colors of it, and just it was very like out of the box for me, because it was probably like one of my most revealing cosplay that I've done, like
Mhm.
outside of my house. So it's everything I've done is like in my house, and like when I go out, I'm pretty much covered. So
Yeah.
like the black cat is a full suit, like everything's covered, and even when I did like everything is fully covered. So most of the stuff I'm fully covered. So
Mm-hmm.
that was like my like so it was fairly like you know nervous about going out in that outfit, but it was very well received. I got a lot of compliments in it, and it was just everybody was just snapping pictures and stopping me, and just like
That's
so. I was probably like the least confident in it, but became very confident in it afterwards.
For the Raven and so Raven, so Black Cat because you're first, and Raven
Well, so
because
she's always gonna be very partial. I'm always very partial to her because, like I said, it was my first one, and it's like my comfort
Mhm.
cosplay because it's the first one, and I'm always the one I'm gonna go back to. But like my favorite that so far would be probably the Raven one, because it's just was my most out of the box one, and like I said, like it was it's the one that boosted up my confidence.
okay.
Yeah. Is that the one you made your own belt for that one, right? I think. Is that the
What?
one you made your belt? Is that the one you made the belt for? The Raven
A
one?
belt?
Where you made your own belt? Yeah, where you made her belt. Isn't that the one you were making the belt for? Because you know
No,
how
I didn't
Raven
make.
has the jewel. Oh, I thought you made the belt for that Raven one.
Yeah.
The one
No,
where
I
she
didn't make the
has.
belt for that one. No,
Okay.
no, that one was all bought from Amazon. The one I had to the one that I probably did the most for was when I did Symbiote Black Cat, because that was the one that I actually made all the
Pieces.
pieces.
Y'all got to check
Yeah.
that one out. I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw.
Like
I remember.
I
I saw your. And I think you still have the pictures up there of your the molds
but
where you were doing the molds and stuff
yeah,
like that. Yeah, yeah,
that was the first
which is
time I ever
dope.
did that. That was fun.
That's cool. That's cool.
It was
But y'all
like
got to check that
honestly,
out.
But to tell you the truth, that's the reason why I haven't cosplayed yet. And I know everybody, I know everybody's gonna yell at me, but do it because I think about stuff like that. And I'm like, can I do that? It's weird, because I'm an artist, and so a lot of people are like, oh, you should be able to cosplay, but I look at it too because like I look at cosplay as an art form, just like I look at painting as an art form. I look at,
Yeah.
there's many different types of art forms, and just because I can write comic books doesn't necessarily mean I can paint. Even though I can paint watercolors, I can paint watercolors. I can write poems stuff. But even still, like if somebody who's actually does it, is like, oh, you're an artist. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's how I see that. Like even in that, like you doing that, like you making those pieces and then painting them and then figuring out how to put them and place them so that it looks like the symbiote is crawling down your face. Like if I try that, like I would just throw the mold away. Like
Why?
we'll try like 3 times and do
But
it, and I'm like, you know what?
but
No,
that
I'm
part
done.
doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah,
Nope.
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
and see but that's the
it's
thing
supposed
though.
to look like that.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. That's the part that would
It,
bother me because I'm like, it's not angled right, and that's the part that would mess me up. Like,
listen, I almost did the same thing, but then I realized it's like, wait, these are symbiote things. They're not supposed to be perfect, so I just left them. I stretched them out, and I was like, oh, that don't matter.
Oh wow! But yeah, that part. I mean, it's supposed to look like that because when it comes on, it doesn't come on like in a perfect angle. So it's. I mean, I know some of us, me, I would probably do some of the same thing. Like this doesn't look right, and then after I'm done, I'm like, oh, it does look right. Oh, oops. Okay. But yeah, it's supposed to look like that. But yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. If you haven't, please go and check out Dark Dove's Instagram and
Yes.
for information. So let's see if we go ahead and get that
That's
right
right. That's
here.
right here.
And you are on TikTok,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Same thing. Darkdove82. Check out the TikToks.
Same thing.
Yes.
I don't
Because
provide
and one
far
thing
from
too,
my.
and one thing we didn't talk about, which means we're gonna have to have a part two. Don't worry, you weren't the first. You probably won't be the last guest to have
Yeah,
a part
and
two.
will not be the last.
But Dark Dove also acts, been in plays and stuff like that. So you see her bring a lot of that to her TikToks.
Little Shop of Horror.
So yeah. So we'll talk about that, the acting
And
side.
hopefully,
Yeah.
independent horror film. Hopefully.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That would be
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
That really would be.
Oh yeah, and definitely go because that contest is still going on
Mm,
for the next 3 days.
yeah, 3 more days, is it?
Yeah, because I got to vote again
No,
today.
tomorrow's the last day of.
Oh, tomorrow's the last
It
day.
has
Last
not been that
day.
fast. I remember
Yeah.
the last time I looked at it, said 4 days. It really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it said
I
like
remember the last time I looked at it said 4 days.
4 days.
I thought that was yesterday. It said 4
Today's
days.
technically it's like 22 hours left, so
Oh
I know
man,
it went by fast. It went by
What do they
fast.
do? Speed it up?
it
I
did.
can't
Yeah,
talk.
this is the last day of the first round.
Mm.
So hopefully I get to the next round and then
Mhm.
Where, if you don't mind me asking, and if you don't mind saying it here, what place are you in? Because I think the last time I looked at it, I think when I voted, it put you in. Like, I think when I voted, it had you like fourth, but I don't know if it's still there.
let me see. Well, because yesterday they threw in a wrench in the thing, but they were able to buy votes.
Oh yeah, they did add that in there. I remember seeing that. They had some
Yes,
type of thing
Yeah.
like, oh, you
so some
sounds to me like they were like,
randos ran and like bought like a ton of votes that I don't even they weren't even in the top 5 for all this time. So it pushed me down. But
Mhm.
I'm in the
yes.
6th place right now. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I still got some time. So
Money
yeah.
quite literally makes the world go round.
I was like, wow, you really did this? Like, because they did this whole thing where it was like 2 for 1. I was
Yeah.
like, so somebody, this person, I wasn't even in the top 10. Like, they were all the way in the bottom. And then all
They
of a
got-
sudden now they're in the top 4. I was like, y'all really went and bought a ton of
Mhm.
votes. But I was like, that's okay.
Cash
All
rules
good.
everything around me. Wu-Tang said it best. Cash rules everything around me.
Sure did.
But yeah, but make sure you all are following Dark Dove on if you're not already on Instagram and also on TikTok. And so you can see some of her amazing work, especially the symbiote Black Cat, which is one of my favorites to see her in. And yeah, give her a
and I'm
follow.
part and, and I'm quite partial to a cosplay that she does. But you would be seeing that character in Temple High issue 2.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for that one.
Oh, hey, she comes in into why she too like I'm the deal,
I
bitch.
know.
I ain't telling none of y'all to do this.
So I can't even say she came and wore all the heat because there was no heat.
No, none whatsoever.
Quite literally.
None.
She was like, I kind of like the way I envisioned it. Like, if that ever, well, not ever, but when that makes it to animation,
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell the animators, I'm like, I want people to be cold on their couch as they're watching this.
Pretty much.
like I want them to see this scene.
How
and I
you
want
did
people to
Mr. Freeze
shiver.
and Batman? I would want to
Yeah.
be cold.
Like, I want them to see
I
this
want
scene and be like, oh,
I want the TV to start just freezing.
It
Like,
just start shaking,
Yeah.
the big old icicles dropping from the knob.
yes, I want people to feel that. To be like, mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
But it's a dope scene though. But there's a part that I put in there too, because you know me, like whenever I add stuff in the stories, I like to add little Easter eggs here and there. But there was something that I added just to show.
Yeah.
Because I know people are gonna see that and they're gonna be like, oh well, that's just brute strength. She just covered everything. But there's something that I added in there for the folks who have read it ahead of time, where you actually see just how accurate she is with her ability, even though she covered the entire stadium. Like hella accurate, insanely accurate with it.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
There's something else where you get to see her do the damn thing again, like in the arc where the students go to hell. Yeah, there's gonna be a hell arc where they go to hell. And so she's like, not my babies. And she goes after them. So,
oh boy.
But we all say the statement, you're actually going to see it happen. You know what statement I'm saying? Hell, ice, come on. You know the statement.
Yeah.
You're actually going to see it happen.
Exactly.
Yep. So
hell freezes over. Literally.
Oh yeah, literally.
Who sanctioned this?
Yep. Who sanctioned this? I didn't give anybody permission for this.
Oh,
man, I don't want to. Y'all got to
I
get
need a
issues.
shirt that
Matter of
says
fact,
that. I need a
who
shirt that
sanctioned
says
this?
that.
Yeah, I
Who
know, right?
sanctioned this?
I should probably put that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make that and put it in the store. Like, who sanctioned this? On a light blue shirt.
It's crazy. That would be crazy.
It's gonna be the new saying. Oh man.
Better have ice dropping from it, or the ice.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like, who sanctioned it? Only people gonna know the people who read it. Everybody's like, I don't get it. You gotta read the book. Speaking of those digital sales, those digitals for that book go on sale next week.
Oh. Hey.
Yep.
For those of you that are ready.
Yep. Some people already knew though. But yeah, this was a dope show.
Awesome as always. Show number 10.
Show number 10. And it was wild and crazy. Which is a good thing.
Always.
We want the shows to be crazy. And it was good. So yeah. So we'll be back next week for show 11 with and y'all ready for this? With my little brother. My little brother is gonna be on next episode.
Yes.
My actual blood biological little brother, who is a rapper, independent rapper. He has his own record label. Which is funny because I told him, I was like, why are you trying to get signed? Just do your own thing. And then he did his own thing. So he made it like, hey,
sign
be
yourself.
independent,
That's
man.
what you got to do
like,
now.
Sign yourself. No one can control you if you sign yourself.
Exactly.
And so the promo for that is gonna be different. I'm probably gonna add one of his songs up there, you know. But yeah, looking forward to that. Interviewing my little brother. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be interesting. But yeah, thank you.
Hey, well,
Darkdove
might see one of his songs in one of the comics that the kids are listening to.
That would be dope.
We've
actually talked about some things. We get him to do some music, so
or them go see him in a concert or something.
Exactly, which is which I can do easily. I can just be like, hey, you're just a rapper in the universe. Just bring him in. Too easy.
Why not?
Exactly right. You know, so
he could pop up in any of the universes.
Pretty much.
He could open up for Stars. Star can open up for him. Hey, who knows?
Yep. Who knows? Because I thought about doing that with Tech Nine, like writing Tech Nine and be like, hey, can I put you in Strange Music in the Silververse? Like I've thought about it.
He probably would have said yes.
He probably would say yes. I need to just go ahead and write it. Just shoot my shot.
Yeah, just go ahead and shoot your shot.
That's what I said. This year's gonna be me shooting my shot. Just let's see what happens. But yeah, Darkdove, this was fun. Thank you for being on. Thank you for being our 10th guest.
10th guest.
No, our 9th guest, but 10th episode because we did. It was just me that won that open chat night. So our 9th guest, but 10th.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
No problem. And we're gonna have to do a part 2 because we got more to talk about.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna call him Tears brother.
He'll laugh.
You've been Jay.
He'll laugh.
Jay, please make sure you Jay, we appreciate you so much. We really do.
Yes, for real.
No name,
Yeah.
just Tears brother.
That's it.
Tears,
I don't even want to know your
Tears
name.
brother.
You are Tears brother.
Your
No
Tears
name.
brother until I listen to the album. You know I'm gonna let them hear that last part. Like, hey, they say your Tears brother
Your
until they hear
Tears
the
brother
album.
with the album.
Look, then when we hear the Adam, your Teal's brother that's on the album
That's on the album.
that has his
I
own
got his
record
album.
company.
That's right.
All right, everybody. We hope that you have crossed the bridge. We hope that
Yes.
you as audience have learned a little bit more about Dark
Yes.
Dove. And on top of that, learn a little bit more about some of the things that cosplayers go through. I know we got on a very deep subject tonight.
Mhm.
But that is what this show is for. Because folks
Right.
need to know that things do get that wild for cosplayers. Because I think a lot of people just think cosplayers are,
So funny.
Oh, they just want
games.
attention. Like, no, it's not all fun and games.
Oh,
it's a lot of heartache, a lot of bullshit that cosplayers have to go through that they shouldn't have to. So yeah, thank you for crossing the bridge with us.
yes.
And we are going to go ahead and end it here. So we're just going to go ahead and put the bridge back up. Back up. No more traffic. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday. Take it easy.
Good night, y'all.